Ok, benvenuti alla mia blind run, playthrough, gameplay, come volete chiamarlo, di tutte le Archon Quest di Genshin Impact. È uscita la 3.3, quindi c'è l'interludio nuovo su Scaramouche, Wanderer, Vagabondo, come vogliono chiamarlo, lo chiamano. Mi sono teletrasportato ed è partita immediatamente, questo è il motivo per cui c'è un dialogo. Messo in italiano, vediamo se com'è. Attualmente sembra scritto bene, a parte qualche problemino qua e là. Vediamo com'è rispetto alla col doppiaggio inglese, vediamo come viene. Credo sia molto meglio, però non si sa mai. Errori di traduzione e compagnia cantante.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Ah, e comunque non leggerò, anche se in italiano non leggerò.
Yeah, well,
È
this
doppiato.
is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me. So all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it.
Non è più un saggio se ci metti drama. Non credo sia più un saggio. Diventa un racconto. Un romanzo. No, non è un'altra cosa.
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma. Is it just Paimon or is it kind of unusual for someone
Un piccolo problema in cui
write a paper about that?
la mia mente si aspetta l'inglese dopo 2 anni di
Going about their business.
certo un po' a
Maybe it really is just Paimon.
capire che è italiano.
Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything.
Se poi è paranoica, immagino che la gente del posto sia libera di fare ricerche su qualsiasi cosa. Sarà comunque meglio avvicinarsi per ascoltare.
Great. Let's go find out what this
Almeno i
Tatarasuna
dialoghi
mystery is all
del
about.
travel li leggo. Inversione della Genesi. Su o giù? Giù.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper.
Ok.
If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Hai chiamato?
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Ok. Possibile che giochino su Vagabondo Traveler? Possibile?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
Se non mi credi me ne posso anche andare.
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma.
Ah, ecco perché parlano di Inazuma.
Time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion.
Infatti deve essere
Couldn't believe
diverso.
my luck, and out of force of habit, I started examining the evidence. Sorry.
So what? For the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much,
Okay.
so our social skills are kind of lacking. Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Traveler fa schifo in inglese e fa schifo anche in italiano. Non aggiusteranno mai. Va bene. E vabbè, non possono.
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
Ah, I see.
Spiace di non poterti essere d'aiuto.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
Quindi... Ok, è questo il collegamento tra Scaramouche, viaggiatore, Wanderer, Vagabondo, perché Ok,
If you
capisco.
don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatara Suna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Comunque la trama è iniziata che volevano andare da Naida per domande. Come siamo arrivati qui? Non lo so.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade.
Ok, se non sbaglio questo dovrebbe essere il secondo amico di Scaramouche.
But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the
Katsuragi, non mi ricordo.
his servant, and the one
Era
who
tanto
wrote
con la
this all
storia
down,
di
the records
Scaramouche.
also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an
Infatti
eccentric
straniero
stranger.
eccentrico è
Someone who dresses funny
Scaramouche.
or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatara Suna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
Posso dire che nella quest di Kasua c'era meno collegamento di questo, però vabbè, ci sta, è una quest, non è... Però Kasua, che era amico di... Vabbè.
Then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow, did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago.
Ok.
Even back then,
Si sapeva.
Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Wait, so there are 2 missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
Sì, con la quest di Kasua.
Yeah, like Ishii.
E anche l'evento che hanno fatto, sì. L'evento hanno
Wow,
fatto un po'.
yes, you really know your stuff. That
Tempo
makes things
fa.
easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time,
Già
it makes you
attraversato
wonder
tutta
whether it's
la
all
strada di
connected
Cada.
somehow.
Ara. Chiede se non fosse tutto collegato.
Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
C'è dell'altro.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
Ovviamente.
A puppet?
Scaramouche non è una persona. Non è umano, non è una persona. Due concezioni diverse. Moneta dello Shogun creata dall'Archon di Elettro. Dovrebbe comandare Inazuma al suo fianco proprio in questo momento. Può trattarsi di lei. Ah, vabbè, ok. Ok, ci sta che si confonda. Kabuki Mono dovrebbe essere il menestrello. Ho le traduzioni. Ma ci faceva traduzione 4 secoli fa.
Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
Guardatemi se continuo a fare ho problemi nella gola. Getti un'occhiata a Paimon sperando che tenga la bocca chiusa.
No, Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. but considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected, and that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Ok. Oh, è il mio primo libro letto interamente in italiano. L'immaginazione sapiamente utilizzata.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
Oh no! Ok.
Sawada
Okay.
was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about
molto
if I
diversi.
plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political
Scrittura
intrigue?
dei due...
Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Sta mai scritto un saggio prima.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Sono due NPC, però hanno il livello di doppiaggio a livello dei personaggi normali.
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess.
Un po' troppo
Give me some
enfatizzato,
time.
però.
I need to find a new angle on this.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay!
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please.
Ho capito che avete fatto sta storia per quelli che non hanno fatto l'Archon Quest, l'evento.
Hey, so
Però
that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it?
20-30 minuti persi, va bene.
Even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Non aspettavo. Quando ho visto il testo fermarsi.
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
Libero di camminare, mi piace.
The balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Ma è la versione vecchia, non è la versione nuova. Sbaglio? E qui la figura che hai appena visto. Spiegazioni, Naida, spiegazioni di tante cose.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah, it's him!
Ok, mi piace che ancora sia la versione vecchia, ok.
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey, what are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up?
I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me.
Ok.
Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about.
Non ho mai pensato a ucciderlo. Fermarlo sì, però.
But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ok, ha fatto un casino, ma c'è gente peggiore.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
Ok, il doppiaggio è veramente... Cioè, no, il doppiaggio, la traduzione è veramente fatta bene.
But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
Spero non sia inglese da inglese italiano, però sembra essere inglese italiano, perché non ci sono discrepanze, quindi... Vediamo.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us.
As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I for
Dipende.
one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Ok. Ho appena detto che ci sono discrepanze. Ok, quindi non è inglese italiano. Buono.
Yes,
Meglio.
one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Mai tradotto Harbinger in italiano? Credo sia messaggero.
Wait a second.
Credo sia
Farmer?
messaggero. Potrei sbagliarmi
He's
però.
not a harbinger anymore?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Allora deve averti gettato via come
Sometimes
spazzatore.
it's you using them, other
ci sta.
times it's them using
Che è
you.
il dottore che
Most human
ha
relationships are
accolto
this way.
Scaramouche.
Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Nel senso, si chiama l'ultima nazione. Viene mai.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
E la domanda è per cosa?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously. Nahida, don't listen to him.
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time.
Una
Today
discussione
can
a
be a
tre.
trial run. Where
Non
we go
aspettavo.
from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
Perché? Sta cercando i descender?
Yes.
Discendenti, credo sia tradotto in
There's
italiano.
information about your twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Probabilmente la risposta è no.
You may remember me
Invece.
mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point.
Ok.
It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am.
Non credo,
He
però
was
vabbè.
granted the power to connect with
Ha
Irminsul
senso.
when he almost became the god of a new era.
Il dio non fu concesso il potere di connettersi all'Immersor. Però non possiede più legnosi in lui rimangono alcune tracce di questo potere. Può ancora connettersi. Oh, ecco la spiegazione perché è collegato a Inversione. L'entità di informazioni nell'Inversione è indicibilmente grande. Passarle al setaccio senza sapere cosa cercare richiederebbe troppo tempo persino per me. E queste me le rileggo perché è trama pura.
So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information and should be able to find it more quickly.
Quindi ho chiesto al menestrone di cercare informazioni sui discendenti nell'Irminsul. Più pratico, dovrebbe riuscire a trovare nel tempo possibile. Ok, se ti mentisse.
Exactly. Or what if Prima just doesn't trust him? He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him.
I understand. But sometimes everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all.
In the future e in questa tra in the future e in questa storia preferisco la traduzione in questa storia.
Our minds have connected
Ho i miei
several
motivi.
times before.
Colpito il microfono.
There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark. Searching for
Sì,
the one
aveva detto
candle whose
che
light still burns.
aveva detto alla fine della quest che loro sono collegati. Le nostre menti sono già connesse diverse volte. C'è una parte del tuo cuore che trabocca di una profonda nostalgia. Quella sensazione di essere solo al buio, alla ricerca dell'unica candela ancora accesa.
As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you.
Ok.
If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Non credo in questa quest, non credo proprio. Il finale è ancora molto lontano.
It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
È la prima volta in 4 nazioni che lo trattano per quello che ha fatto. Sumeru è veramente sopra tutte le altre. Sopra
I'm
tutte le
still
altre.
worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
Inazuma in questo senso si avvicina un po', però troppo meglio Sumeru.
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
Ok, andiamo in Irminsul.
Even though
Come
he
l'ultima
only
quest.
has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Va bene.
Great, thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Così. Come se fosse la cosa più normale del mondo. Come se fosse la cosa più normale del mondo.
It looks pretty different here compared to last time.
Ah.
The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because
Purificato.
Sumeru's at peace now.
Non credo. Cioè, più perché Rocadevata è andata.
Look at
C'entra
that.
Sumeru con tutto
Hot on
l'albero.
my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
La vita mi ha mandato qui per farti da babysitter.
Your beak, jailbird. No way a prisoner gets to be so
Queste
smart.
sono risposte alla Star Rail. Quanto mi piacciono.
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the
Quanto mi piace
guards.
la catalizzazione
But
di un
right now,
personaggio dopo
I'm on
4
temporary release.
dopo
So
2 anni e
maybe you
mezzo.
should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous.
Ok,
I need to be quite clear about something.
parla dal cielo.
In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru.
Ero veramente indeciso se tenere l'italiano o l'inglese. Per adesso 100% italiano, con l'aiuto dell'inglese in caso c'è un errore. Perfetto, veramente perfetto. A differenza di qualsiasi altro luogo in Irminsul, per questa ragione consiste esclusivamente in notevoli quantità di informazioni. Dovrete mettere da parte le vostre divergenze e prestare molta attenzione. Credo che l'albero sia la cosa più pericolosa che esista. Senza credo. Sebbene che tra voi ci sono stati tanti rancori da entrambe le parti, ma è essenziale che restiate calmi. Una volta entrati, lo dico per la vostra sicurezza. Perché questa... non dico i dialoghi incredibili che stanno facendo. Questa frase non c'è stata con Ei. Perché? Perché? Vorrei sapere perché. Io me lo chiederò per sempre. Perché hanno lasciato Inazuma così tanto? In Sumeru 4 versioni, 6 quest. 4 versioni, 6 quest. Inazuma 2 quest, 2 versioni, 3 quest. Complimenti.
Fine, let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are gonna be traveling together after all.
Che poi continuano a non essere amici anche se dicono di andare d'accordo. Ed è giusto così.
Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
Lesser Lord Kusanali tradotto in Sua Eccellenza Minore. Lo accetto, lo accetto. Lo accetto. Non è una traduzione 100% e quindi probabilmente viene dal cinese e non dall'inglese. Bene, allora, guardatevi lungo il percorso ed eliminate ogni pericolo, è compito mio. Ah, ok. Ed eliminare ogni percorso dei pericoli è compito mio. E dovete solo starvi a guardare. I nostri occhi. Cercare di non rimanere dietro.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
Ha 400 plus anni.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
Non mi piacciono nessuna delle due risposte.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Non è un computer, no. No.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
Ma veramente? Stiamo veramente entrando dentro l'albero.
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
È diverso da come me lo immaginavo, sì.
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this.
Ok, trailer, va bene.
Feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something.
Ok.
Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Continuano a intare sul fatto che sia un computer. Continuano a intare.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Che poi non vuole fare sempre il contrario di quello che dice questo tizio.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Ma è diventato... vabbè.
Permission granted. Go ahead.
È diventata la missione militare. Bello.
Let's go.
Bello, 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 bello.
Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
Qualcosa di molto brutto.
What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Questi cosi sono tipo informazione?
Spread out.
Sono tipo informazioni?
Those
Non
are all
ho nemmeno
packets of
letto.
information from inside
Ovviamente.
Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Teletrasportati. Ah.
It looks the same in every direction.
Spazi del ferro insolito, ma sembra che il menestrello ci sia abituato. Devo ancora sapere la connessione tra Elettro e Irminsul, però vabbè.
Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth.
Siamo arrivati? Oh.
Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard?
Credo che mentire dentro Irminsul sia la cosa più sbagliata che una persona possa fare.
We're
Letteralmente.
here.
What a huge tree!
Questo è il centro di Irminsul. Tutte le informazioni del mondo vi scorrono
Lesser
attraverso.
Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Che deve
Then
succedere?
please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents.
Io...
Establishing waypoint.
La cosa che mi viene in mente è andare nel passato. E se succede io urlo male.
The balladeer's
Ma proprio male,
actually
proprio
doing what
male.
Vita tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
No, vedere il passato, non andare nel passato. Sono abituato ad agire in prima linea. In passato per svolta un lavoro simile verificato qui. Come le storie di non gli dirò i nomi. Ora questo. Strano
The
individuo.
rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Ah, ok, quindi... ok.
Would you
Non
like
facciamo
to
niente.
talk?
È lui che cerca.
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
What the? We can talk to each other.
È vero, lei non è mai... Non è mai successo. È che tu non voglia che disturbiamo il menestrello.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the balladeer's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Sono molto bravo a seguire gli incarichi insoliti per gli altri.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Guarda il passato, i tradimenti e gli eventi accaduti in Asuna.
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Dire il vero, quando ho incontrato Epeja al Pardis di Ai, ho scorto qualcosa.
So, you made contact with that part.
Quindi hai visto quella parte della sua mente. Sicuramente i tradimenti hanno reso il menestale la persona che è adesso.
Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Non è che non ha emozioni, Paimon.
Has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Il menestale non è diverso in questo, anche se è una marionetta creata dall'Archon di Elettra.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Oh, how interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork.
Tirando a indovinare.
So the Gesse got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Perché non state facendo
Don't
niente.
insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
Bello, 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 bello. Il rapporto è bellissimo.
Have you found anything yet?
Still
È
looking.
ciò che speravo per
Don't
lei
get
e
your
non è
hopes up,
successo.
though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Ancora cercando di non abbatterti. Tu e la tua gemella non fate parte di questo mondo. Dopo l'ultima quest ci sono un po' di dubbi, però non ci sarebbe da stupirsi se nemmeno l'Irminsul contenesse quelle informazioni rilevanti.
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
È la prima volta che ci incontriamo, giusto? Siete famosi in tutto il mondo, non è strano che sappia qualcosa di voi. E poi andremo nella regione d'acqua, che non... i nomi, io ho problema con i nomi. Nessuno si ricordi, succederà. Ogni conversazione contiene una vera fatica, ma il tuo atteggiamento è migliore di quanto pensassi.
Right now,
Perché
we
non
have to
fanno
keep
il
the
box
peace.
diverso
I'm
quando
not
sono
interested
le
in
conversazioni
creating more
lunghe?
misery for myself.
Continuano a
And
fare
making cordial conversation is
scelte multiple che non sono
something I can
scelte
manage.
multiple. Devo mantenere la pace, ma ci tengo a essere infelice. Non ci tengo ad essere infelice. Sono in grado di intrattenere una conversazione cordiale.
Huh? Wait.
Ui.
This
Ok.
light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Dati anonimi?
Hey, don't you forget the agreement.
Sono veramente
You have to share it with us.
dei file e cartelle, i mini alberi.
Shh. Just wait.
Ce lo fai vedere?
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
No, aspetta, no. Allora, se i fatui possono modificare le cose nell'albero, ho letteralmente paura dell'Archon di ghiaccio. Io ho paura dell'Archon di ghiaccio. Bronia. Credi che ne valga la pena? Stiamo parlando della furnace del Tarazuna. Dopotutto temo che se agiremo in
There's no one
fretta...
else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, Since you insist.
It's...
È possibile che abbia veramente modificato per prendersi la marionetta? I dati, ha modificato i dati il dottore. Per prendersi la marionetta? La marionetta. Betrayal nel betrayal, bello, bello. Appartiene alla stirpe d'arte di scena. Continua? Siamo entrati dentro.
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now.
Oh, il
You've shown
modello.
me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under
bello,
your
sono andati nel
leadership,
passato così. vabbè.
Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place, like a giant village. People are gainfully employed.
Quanto potrebbero
Their lives
usare
have
questa cosa
purpose.
e non la
They are
useranno mai.
motivated.
Per noi giocatori almeno.
As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow
Traduzione
as a
giusta.
raw material
Avrei
has
preferito
since
lasciarlo
flourished,
in
giving
inglese.
rise to generations
tante
of
cose.
swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. And I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't
non
faze
credo
you,
io
does it,
risposto
Escher?
bene.
Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Non mi aspettavo fosse colpa di Fontaine.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left?
Honestly,
Oh,
I'm
no,
just waiting
no.
for the right moment.
No, no, no. Ma veramente?
A moment like this.
Oh mio
where you
Dio.
finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
Oh mio Dio.
You...
Un omicidio in Genshin? Zero. Idea.
You're a little
Zero
smarter
completamente.
than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your
Quanto
people look into my
c'è
background from
merda
the
nel
start.
passato di Genshin. Quanto c'è merda nel passato di
It's a
Genshin.
long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity. And what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Wow, col cambio di voce, bellissimo.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place?
Wow.
Oh, but you're quite wrong.
Wow.
There is another person.
Ciao, dottore, ciao.
Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet, you're a human.
No, vabbè, ha fatto tutto per prendersi Scaramouche.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment.
Wow.
If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a
Problemuccio al tuo popolo.
for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
Wow.
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone.
Wow.
Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones
Sono quelli come te.
are
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity.
Wow. Wow.
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was.
Trailer, ok.
I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful,
Quindi si
let's make him
parlano
our
a distanza.
newest
Madonna, vabbè.
comrade. And if not,
Altrimenti lo ritorniamo un po'.
let's turn him to dust.
Ok, erano gli ordini del giullare, non però lui ha sfruttato l'occasione per prendersi Scaramouche.
Hey, are you alright?
No, non va tutto bene. No.
Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that...
E questo è il motivo per cui diventa alleato.
Did he turn into a
E questo
mechanic from
è
Fontaine?
il motivo per cui Scaramouche è diventato alleato.
But why did we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Ok, quindi per questo che c'è in Human Soul, perché... Ok,
Maybe so,
ok.
but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Questo tradimento è una menzogna a cui ha creduto per secoli. Faceva parte dell'esperimento del dottore Luminare. Non so quale sia la traduzione migliore. Il tradimento non è mai avvenuto, esisteva solo nella sua immaginazione. Alla fine cosa gli ha portato?
Let's give him some
A sopravvivere
space.
da un certo punto di
He
vista.
looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabukimono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future.
Era tutto un test per le Merro, non mi ricordo, mi viene in mente Gio Merro, ma quello è Star Rail. E poi il dottore ha fatto il resto nell'esecuzione del piano.
Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process.
A questo punto è un po' strano. Ok. Dovrei riguardarmi un po' della trama.
But the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?"
Wow.
The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for
Wow.
fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest.
Ecco perché l'idol animation si tocca al cuore a Scaramouche. Vabbè. Perché c'è il cuore di Niwa. Vabbè.
The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device
Il male.
as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival.
Come avevo detto, è riuscito a sopravvivere.
Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
No, veramente l'ha buttato.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Traditi e abbandonati da una persona cara a causa sicuramente dell'astia. Ora conosciamo il motivo della sua decisione di vendicarsi contro Raiden Gokaden secoli fa. Questo non giustifica la sua vendetta.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Tottori, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Io aspetto qui o mi muovo. Poco più tardi.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey.
Quello sì, ha un momento. No.
That's a scary expression.
Are
Hai
you
ripreso?
worried about me? If
Hai
we didn't
ripreso?
have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
Dobbiamo solo assicurarci che non abbia conseguenze nel nostro piano. Non credo. Che risposte di merda.
It won't.
Ultimamente.
I'll keep my end of the deal.
No, eh?
Hey.
Non mi farai vedere.
Are you
No,
interested in
non
the
credo.
stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here.
Non mi. In un interludio.
But unfortunately,
Ok,
there's no
ok.
information about the descenders in Irminsul.
Ok, me l'aspettavo.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Oh.
E perché la sorella sì?
We have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Ok.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world.
Ok, si dice che Canria sia stata la sua prima destinazione quando arrivò in questo mondo.
Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
Inoltre venne in questo mondo perché il cielo aveva risposto alla chiamata. Di chi?
The heavens responded?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this.
Di
He
Lumin?
was a royal mage in Conria and lived with
Quello
your
che mi disse
sister
il
for a time.
giullare. Quindi deve essere vero. Un tempo fa, un mago reale di Canria. Sì, ok, questo si sapeva. E visse con tua sorella per un periodo. Credo sia una risposta
I
unica,
don't
quindi non
know the
cambia.
details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say
Non ho
is,
scritto sta
I
voi
wouldn't
credermi
lie
o
to you
meno.
about
Posso
this.
solo dire che non ho ragione di mentire su una cosa del genere. Ok.
Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Questo sorrisetto.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Se ne va? Che significa? Bello, bello,
Lesser
bello.
Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent.
Ok.
Even if I use all of the divine
Potremmo
power
mantenere
left in
questo
me,
scudo ancora lungo.
I
Quindi,
can't sustain this shield
vuole
for very
tenere
long.
lontano Kusanali?
I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
Cosa vuoi
Give me your
sapere?
hand.
Ok, l'ultima volta. Ok.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Ma questo collegamento tra dendro e elettro. Continua a esserci questa relazione tra dendro e elettro. Ok. Vuoi farmi lavorare il cervello? Ma stai zitto.
I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
La risposta di Genshin è non credo. La risposta di Honkai è sì, ma non la vedrai. Non vedrai il passato cambiato. Perché me lo chiedi?
Done.
Huh? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me.
Stavo esitando perché era la sua eccellenza. So di sua eccellenza maggiore cadevato. No, è vero, in Genshin si può cambiare il passato. Sì, è giusto. È giusto, si può cambiare il passato in Genshin.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again.
Oh, ma veramente? No,
From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Ma veramente?
Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Ma veramente?
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Non credo, Scaramouche, non credo.
Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
Tu sei pazza. Stavo per di scena, però a quanto pare no.
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left.
Infatti credo non sia capace di cambiare il
Did
passato.
he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
Vabbè. Cos'è questa quest? Questa quest è fuori di testa. Letteralmente fuori di testa. Questa non sembra essere stata scritta da chi scrive Genshin. Detto tutto.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nagita, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Ma secondo me non ce la fa a cambiare il passato, non credo proprio.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Quando posto non era strano, è difficile da spiegare, la verità potrebbe turbare Paimon. Trovo la parte dei suoi sogni e dirò a Paimon solo del menestrello. Ok.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible. Right, you can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life.
Ma l'hai visto? Cioè, anche se non ha visto Rocadevata, ha visto... Ehi? C'era Paimon, non sbaglio. Potrei sbagliarmi.
Imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it. So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Oh, Paimon's so confused. Huh?
Paimon?
Sorry. Paimon accidentally... It's the balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But...
Paimon?
Erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him.
Paimon, perché continui... Cioè, sta infuriando così tanto?
There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Infatti si ritorcerebbe contro molta gente di Inazuma. Non riesco a non pensarci. Sì, potrebbe andare male tutto quello che è successo perché lui non c'è. Quindi il dottore non ha fatto l'esperimento. Quindi esplode Terra Azzurra. Ma no, vabbè. Tutti quelli collegati al Raiden Gokaden, tra cui Kazuha, Aya, Ada, non subirebbero gli effetti scomparire.
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight. So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Munstack grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea
Grazie
bread
Paimon,
pancakes,
grazie.
cream stew, sauteed and Dragon chili chicken.
Ancora.
Also a
Basta.
golden
Ok.
What do we...
Questa
What was
soundtrack.
Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
Ora dirò menestrello e lei dice chi è? Ecco.
The Balladeer?
Wow.
Is that a food too?
Wow. Wow.
Weird name though.
Wow. Wow. È riuscito nel suo intento. Non ha senso.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something
Sì,
Paimon said? So, the Balladeer. Is that someone's name? Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
Wow. Ho i brividi. Ho i brividi. Ho i brividi. Questo sta davvero succedendo. Devo sapere qualcos'altro. Cos'altro è cambiato.
Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh?
No, no,
Fine
no.
by Paimon,
No.
but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
No, no, no. Se vedo la mappa cambiata io urlo. Ok. Sembra tutto normale. Ok, sembra tutto normale. Quindi probabilmente ha cambiato in modo che non cambiasse il futuro. Però non credo. È morto Niwa, quindi... Ok, qui sembra tutto uguale, va bene.
We made it! To Amanoma Smithy!
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches.
Amenoma,
Amenoma,
ok.
the art of forging practiced by these 5 clans, was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over
Fino a
time,
diventare 5 tradizioni
most of the
distinte.
great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline. And for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive.
Ok.
But fortunately, Kaede Harakazuha recently returned to
Ok,
Inazuma
ok,
and
ok,
took
è
up
una
the
storia
mantle
normale.
of the Ishin art. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were...
Sì, sì, ok.
Yeah, we were! Paimon remembers
La
that
trama
now.
della quest.
They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden that...
That, my friends, is a tragic tale. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great
Ho
clans'
capito.
demise,
Va
but
bene.
never the cause.
Per chi non ha fatto la quest, va bene.
He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, there is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? What?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One
Oh,
brave
questo è
swordsmith
cambiato.
heard
Ecco,
the
questo che è
commotion
cambiato.
and chose not to flee. But Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day. And overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr.
Ok.
Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out.
Ok, quindi così la storia è uguale.
The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphan son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it.
Ok.
Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all
Quindi un
of the
disastro
Raiden
per un
Gokuden.
disastro.
But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life.
Ma veramente, quindi è cambiata la
That
storia.
is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Qualcun altro attaccò i fabbri. Anche il Ministero aveva chiamato qualcosa nell'Immersor, ma sembra che Niwa sia morto comunque.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
Solito caso va di sempre. Sempre che la situazione non sia così brutta come temevo. Quindi sì. Ha cambiato la storia, ma qualcun altro ha preso il suo posto.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. On to the next stop. Lead the way, traveler.
Però così la gente si confonde. Adesso ci sono due storie di Kazuha e di Scaramouche.
This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Ok.
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then. Thanks!
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say? Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you.
Credo ci sia nessuno che non
What would
conosce.
you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf. As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed.
So pretty much business as usual in the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Ok.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. I mean it. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them, and the commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the commission, they get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always.
Quarta volta che dice parlano di te.
Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them as well. Whenever the whole family gets together and they start talking about people.
Quinta volta.
It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away.
Grazie per il colpo al cuore, grazie.
As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know, wonderful.
C'è schifo però, veramente.
Also, you were saying something about the food here being really
No, Paimon, no, per favore, andiamo via.
Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. I think.
Of course. You're always.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're, great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see
Così,
you
Paimon
out.
non si fa una domanda. Sto viaggiando attraverso la sua. Normale. Come se fosse successo niente.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels.
Quanto tempo?
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the traveler in
Wow,
Paimon?
il doppiaggio di...
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away. Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before. Not only that, but I've met people in Inazuma whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here. Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
Molti dialoghi in questa
What exactly?
Archon Quest.
One was just in the last few years, the other was
Capisco
several
il
hundred
motivo,
years
però
ago. A fun fact,
è partita
I'm not
veramente
the
bene.
first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who
Ok, quindi
consulted
il
on a
dottore è
technology
rimasto.
upgrade.
Ci
Seems
sta
like the
perché non
technological
è arrivato
collaboration
per
between our two nations goes back a
Scaramouche, ma è
long
arrivato per
way.
Jester che gliel'ha chiesto, gliel'ho ordinato.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna?
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
History lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge? Sure, go ahead.
Ho mai sentito parlare di Kabukimono collegato a... No, frammenti... No, ovviamente.
I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatara Suna is concerned.
Qui non c'è nessuno Kabukimono. Che il menestrello sia effettivamente stato cancellato completamente dalla storia. Se così starà cercando di cambiare il mondo e farlo tornare come era prima, ma per il momento sembra che la maggior parte dei cambiamenti riguardi solo lui.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Okay.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Non credo proprio, con tutti questi ultimi hint che Paimon se ne va.
You gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? You can't go facing life's challenges on an empty stomach. Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Tutte queste flag. Echi della storia. Ma era fuori dalla città? Ok, era fuori. No. Ok, sembrava fuori. Semplicemente prima di entrare.
Hey, it's them.
Oh no, di nuovo no. Per favore. Guarda, loro stavano scrivendo.
Sawada, you're still here?
Avranno cambiato? Stanno scrivendo sul... Guarda adesso... No, guarda adesso...
Indeed we are.
Invece...
If you have a moment, we'd love for you to join us once more.
We have time. What do you want to talk to us?
It's the same topic we discussed last time.
Che sono cambiati.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress.
Non c'è l'articolo. Ecco.
Oh,
no, io ho letto... Ho passato 10 minuti a leggere quella cosa. Farò esattamente come prima.
I presume you'll want to read mine as well. Here.
Sì, grazie, fammi perdere altro tempo, grazie. Ok. Il contenuto è cambiato da un altro effetto da un'omissione delle informazioni dell'immenso. Menestrello aveva detto che avrebbe cancellato quei due nomi. Ci è riuscita davvero, sarà servito tutta la forza che aveva.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all this? Well, we just got back from Inazuma.
Per favore, siamo davanti. Siamo
What
davanti.
did you find out?
Siamo davanti.
Something big?
It's a long story. Basically, we have some friends in Inazuma.
Sì, grazie. Per una volta il taglio.
Wow.
Sì.
So many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a... Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
Sì, tu hai i fantasmi.
Actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsmiths were seen as having an incredibly prestigious role in society those days, to the extent that harming them was conceived of, at least by the perpetrator, as a way of exacting revenge against...
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right. But that doesn't mean I can't carry on with my novel.
And they're back at it. These guys are really into...
Oh, so sorry. Look at us, prattling on about our projects and ignoring you. Thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome. See ya.
Grazie per la spiegazione scritta che non c'era bisogno.
Will do.
Genshin, grazie. Se questi due non esistessero in questa storia, sarebbe tutto normale. E andrebbe... non ci fosse nessun problema. Invece, no. Quanto piace questa host.
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Paimon, how have you been?
Ah, non si ricorda nemmeno lei.
Where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then...
The balladeer?
Oh no. Si ricorda per davvero.
Kind of code name.
Adesso glielo devi dire che qualcuno ha toccato le cose, eh? Glielo devi dire.
You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Quindi non è neanche più prigioniero. È tutta la trama di Sumeru? Ma quindi tutta la trama di Sumeru?
Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset.
Sono accadute delle cose che riesco a ricordare solo io. Devo dirti la verità. Un tempo esisteva un individuo chiamato Menestrello. Era la creazione dell'Archon Elettra. Venuto al mondo sotto forma di una marionetta. Dopo averne passate di cotte e di crude. Va bene, traduzione che va bene. A Tatarazzona il Menestrello, che credeva di essere stato tradito 3 volte, lasciò Inazuma e iniziò a girovagare. Non aveva alcuna fiducia negli umani e odiava tutte le divinità. Serbò rancore per anni. Una volta divenuto il più forte, tornò ad Inazuma per compiere la sua vendetta. Provò a diventare una divinità con l'aiuto della Gnosi? Hanno tradotto così, Gnosi? Ok, non c'era bisogno di tradurla, però vabbè. Alla fine i suoi sforzi furono tutti vani. Infine entrò nell'Hermensol, dove scoprì la verità del suo tradimento. Tutta la sua vita si era basata su una bugia e per cancellare questa triste tragedia compì un gesto disperato. Non credo sia morto.
That's quite a story.
Non credo sia morto.
So, this puppet known as the balladeer erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the past.
Ripeto, la domanda è la trama di Sumeru?
But how was he even able to do that?
As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently.
Ok.
I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it.
Quindi la trama è diventata Dio macchina?
Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to
Il mondo cambia
successfully erase
per
themselves
rispecchiare
from
la nuova
Irminsul,
realtà.
the world would change to reflect the new reality.
Ah, quindi se fai un buco nell'albero, l'albero tenta di richiuderlo con nuova trama.
So, you believe this
Per
person
mantenere
really
lo
existed?
stesso.
And we
Non
just
posso
don't
mettermi a
remember
spiegare
him
come
because,
funziona un albero.
well,
Come funziona
because
l'albero
he
immaginario.
literally changed the
Però
world?
vabbè. Perderei minuti a spiegare cos'è l'albero immaginario. Quindi credi che quella versione sia esistita davvero, ma poi noi... Ma che noi non la ricordiamo perché ha letteralmente cambiato il mondo.
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it.
Ok.
The traveler comes from a world beyond to that. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him.
Ok.
So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining
In grado di
memories
preservare i
from
ricordi
the
del
past that
passato che è
has been
stato
rewritten,
riscritto. Quello sei
it's
tu.
you.
Quanto è incredibile se ci
Quite
pensi.
incredible when you think about it.
Quindi probabilmente la sorella... Per questo... ho le mie teorie fuori di testa e non le dirò oggi.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's motivations. Why did he do it?
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you remember that.
Posso solo formulare un'ipotesi in base alle informazioni che hai ottenuto. Per quanto riguarda il tipo di persona che era, puoi ricordarlo soltanto tu. Siamo stati sempre nemici, dopo tutto. Non so cosa avesse in mente né perché sia arrivato a tal punto. Quindi proprio cancellato definitivo? Non credo, non credo. Voleva cancellare tutto, voleva salvare qualcuno, voleva semplicemente eliminare se stesso. Non credo, credo che abbia cambiato, cioè non credo che lui non sia mai nato da Ei. Semplicemente ha cambiato le sue azioni. Tutti gli errori possono essere corretti e giunto il momento di risolvere la questione una volta per tutte. E aver pensato questo. Ricordo ancora la sua ultima domanda. La chiese a me specificatamente. Alla mia esitazione gli fornì la mia risposta. Perché ha esitato e quindi se uno ti chiede puoi cambiare il passato, la risposta è no, non esiti. Esitai perché avevo visto Sua Eccellenza Maggiore Rukadevata cancellare la propria esistenza, ma questo non posso dirlo a Nahida, perché nell'Archon Quest ha deciso di non dirlo. Nella sua quest, non nell'Archon Quest. In altre parole, so perché il menestrello ha agito in maniera così risoluta, ma non posso dirglielo.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones
Ha potuto cambiare il destino di quelli che sono morti, giusto? Quindi hanno veramente fatto che funziona così. Anche se cambi il passato, il buco creato si richiude con nuova trama. Ok, quindi la trama è sempre una. Cosa molto diversa da Honkai, però vabbè, ci sta. Ok. Sono due versioni diverse del cambiare il tempo. Mi piace. Due interpretazioni diverse. Quando il menestrello ha realizzato che dopo tutto non era stato tradito e deve aver cambiato completamente la sua opinione sugli abitanti di Tatarasuna. A quel punto e avrà considerato i suoi La lingua oggi si incastra.
And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try.
Avrà potuto continuare a odiare gli esseri umani, avrà pensato che ci fosse una possibilità di salvare le persone che un tempo gli erano care.
The story makes sense. Every part of it.
Ogni dettaglio della sua storia ha senso. Con l'aiuto del dottore, il menestrello era diventato quasi una divinità, con un potere tale da connettersi all'Herman Soul. Nonostante alla fine non gliene fosse rimasto molto, il potere gli ha permesso di alterare i ricordi dell'Herman Soul e di eliminare se stesso.
Yeah, it does make sense, but it still ended in tragedy for his friends. It just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got nothing in return.
Probabilmente è successo che il buco si chiude con nuova trama per sua esperienza o per mancanza di potere di cambiare tutto il resto. Molto probabile. Cambiato il mondo in modi diversi, ma i morti sono rimasti tali e le loro vite sfortunate sono state salvate. Cioè, la linea temporale non è cambiata, è quello il discorso finale. Contro cosa voleva opporsi esattamente? Tradimenti che hanno segnato la sua vita o sperava di non essere mai esistito? Credo più i tradimenti.
Please wait a moment. I want to check something.
Sta cercando
This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
Ok.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner.
Ok.
You should take a look.
Quanti flashback in questa? Curiosamente le informazioni vengono presentate in uno stile che ricorda quello di una fabile.
Is this a
La
fairy
velocità.
tale? Who wrote it?
Questo conferma tutto ciò che ho detto.
I authored this record myself.
Ci sta che i ricordi di... i ricordi di Anita siano separati in qualche modo dall'albero, anche se sempre collegati.
Huh? You wrote a fairy tale that somehow has something to do with the balladeer?
When combined with the traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything in it is a symbol for something else.
Hold on. So this record survived from the past?
Al passato.
Any information about the balladeer or the kabuki mono in other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact.
Sì, ma questo è un paradosso. Perché la storia non l'hai scritta. Non c'è il balladeer.
Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
Ok.
That's incredible! What a great idea!
Ok.
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything.
Ok.
This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us. The now erased life of the balladeer.
Sembra quasi che non gli creda Anita, però va bene. Che non gli credeva.
There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. The monster lived with the family day and night, and everyone treated it as one of their own. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night, and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water.
Eppure sono troppo sciocchi per accorgersi. Poveri loro.
Foolish to see it. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans.
Ok.
The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us.
E se si... Adesso lui si leva il vestito e
Furious at
esplode.
this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain.
Wow.
The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived.
Il gattino
It
è...
left that side of the mountain
mentre il
and found
mostro
a
era il
little bird who
dottore.
had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after.
È il secondo tradimento questo.
After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass.
È il terzo tradimento, il secondo tradimento è la forgia. Il primo è Ehi che l'ha abbandonata.
How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And
Nessuno saprà che erano diversi.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved no matter what happened.
Okay.
To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend them. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. That's why they backed up his memory for later use. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
Perché non parla del menestrello.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion.
Quindi l'albero è stupido. Buono a sapersi. Basta cambiare l'informazione per non cancellarla. Un PC, esattamente un PC.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world.
Sbaglio o si sapeva già?
We still don't know how the change to Ermin Soul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own harbinger.
Sembra che la vita sia insignificante come una piuma.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't
Anche se
like
era
this guy a
un'unica
whole lot if he was
risposta.
still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended that much better.
Ma ripeto, per me non è morto. Semplicemente ha vissuto un'altra vita.
And we comprehend, but the question still troubles us. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face.
Rappresentano lungo il percorso.
When you give someone the truth, you
Dare a
give them a
qualcuno il
chance to
dono della
choose
vita
their
è
own
come
destiny.
dargli il diritto di scegliere il proprio destino.
To others looking on,
Ad alcuni potrebbe sembrare una nullità, non nulla, ma per lui scoprire proprio come desiderava deve aver significato molto. Non bisogna mai dimenticare che, anche se camminando su una strada tortuosa, sotto nuvole oscure, la luce della saggezza ci guiderà sempre verso la vittoria. Destinazione, non vittoria. Sì, la traduzione è sbagliata. Questo è ciò che avete sempre fatto.
Yeah, Nahita's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat? We can pick up this heavy conversation
How
again
about we
later.
get something to eat so we meet him?
Good idea. Paimon, why don't you take him out for a walk to clear his head?
You got it. Come on, on, traveler. You need to get out of your head for a while. You'll feel much better after taking a walk. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar.
Ultimo atto del chiude. Va in giro per il Gran Bazaar.
It's really tough being the only one who remembers all that, but Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Ok. La pesantezza della trama.
What should we eat first?
Una strana sensazione, come se mancasse qualcosa, come se stessi dimenticando qualcosa di importante. Che significa? Che significa? Un attimo, sto ancora elaborando la cosa.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Coraggio cervello, ce la puoi fare. C'ho solo punta della lingua, c'entrava con l'immerso. Io e i nomi. E col cancellare se stessi. Conoscenza proibita, Nahida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
Una volta aveva detto che è impossibile cancellare se stessi, persino per lei. E come ho detto, ok, quindi sì, è giusto, è rimasto vivo. Altrimenti, perché avrebbe creato la propria reincarnazione? Per eliminarla al posto suo, non avrebbe avuto senso. Quindi non è morto. Non è morto. Posso dirlo a Paimon? Ok. Ma è un dettaglio estremamente importante. È impossibile che il menestrello si sia eliminato. Allora cosa succedesse? Succede se non è stato completamente cancellato.
Excuse me, boss.
Eccolo!
There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
Che bello, che bello, che bello. Che bello, uno stile bellissimo, veramente bellissimo. Quindi
Hey! Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
quindi veramente non c'ha la non c'ha la vision.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
Non credo bisogno di mangiare.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about.
Non so come funziona.
Look, we're all out of Sunsettias. And I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop.
I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetius, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see you.
Quindi è semplicemente cambiato. Voglio sapere se si ricorda. Non credo, però qualcosa che mi dice di sì.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetius? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
Avrei preferito lasciato Wanderer, però se ha un soprannome ci sta. Ma anche Scaramouche ha un soprannome, però vabbè.
Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us!
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
Quindi non si ricorda.
Have we met before?
Ok. Ma veramente dietro una carta bianca, vabbè.
No, we haven't met. But you
Non so
know
se...
me?
Non so se mi piace questo modo. Cioè il finale di Scaramouche. Quello è scomparso. È entrato dentro l'immersione e è scomparso. Questo è il finale di Scaramouche. Lui non è Scaramouche. È un altro personaggio. Non so se mi piace così tanto.
I have no recollection.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important. Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it.
Ok, adesso ho capito perché ha la vision vento.
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm. And he let
Che
me
gira
take shelter in
esattamente
his
come
cart.
venti.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these
Vive
back,
la vita libero
and I'll come with you.
esattamente come venti.
Okay?
Then let's return to the city.
Vero, non è che mi piaccia così tanto il fatto che Scaramouche sia morto. È diventato Wanderer. Sì, vabbè, io salgo lassù 3 mesi. Andare sopra? O no? Ok, no. Mi sono distratto.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
Ma lavori
I was
gratis.
just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't wait.
What?
Oops.
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world, like you had nowhere to be and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
Have a reason to live?
No, you're right. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye. Thank you again for taking me into the city.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me.
Sorostana. Davanti un PC, e chiaramente davanti un PC.
Vita! Vita! What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You say that you're trekking across to Vita to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Cominciano le traduzioni non traduzioni? Va bene.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me.
Come se provassero a tradurre Tatarazuna. Che senso ha tradurla?
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation? Oh, okay. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like
L'impressione che la mia esistenza non fosse molto positiva nella precedente incarnazione.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes,
volte per essere felici devi lasciare andare parti di te. Ok.
I gave everything I had.
Eppure non ha avuto il minimo effetto sulla storia.
In terms of the outcome alone,
Se consideri i risultati, è vero.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its
Una
opposite
cosa è
must be
giusta al
wrong.
tuo posto
And yet,
deve essere
dichotomies like
sbagliato.
this are not
Eppure
enough to explain the world in
dicotomie
all of its complexity.
di questo tipo non sono sufficienti a spiegare il mondo nella sua complessità.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't.
Eravamo nemici.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Perché è triste.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street!
Come fai a essere arrabbiato se non ti ricordi, Paimon?
He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Ok.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories
Posso mostrarti i
themselves, if
ricordi
you're willing.
per provartela.
Please, I want to see them for myself.
Vorrei vedere quelle
I want to
trasgressioni
experience
coi
my
miei
own
stessi occhi.
transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet.
Senza cuore,
No
senza nome.
heart and no name.
C'è niente per me in
There's
questo mondo a
nothing in
cui
this world for me to
aggrapparmi
cling
per
to.
riempire il vuoto dentro di me.
To
Te lo
fill
sei
the
creato da
void
solo.
within me.
Tranne
Except maybe
forse
these sins that
questi
can never be
peccati che non
undone.
potranno mai essere cancellati. Per il mondo sono stati cancellati,
Very
però.
well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Oh, good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better...
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Entra nel ricordo. Deriva reminiscente.
No matter what lies ahead, I'll face it. Whatever it takes. I'm just sorry that you have to join me for the whole thing.
Quindi recuperare ricordi.
It's time to get ready.
Mi piace di più se recupero i ricordi.
No matter what lies.
Perché le cose più vicine sono scritte sotto?
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an
sono
immersive
ricordi,
experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Non ho dovuto farlo, per colpa tua.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
Quindi nemmeno si ricorda quando è nato?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
Veramente carta bianca.
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The Crystal Marrow Miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Bikoshi
okay.
Nagamasa. He found the Balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatarasuna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second-in-command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatarasuna incident.
Okay.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face.
Non ho visto.
Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Ok, adesso ce l'ho io.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
It's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Cerchio. Molto scuro. Non vedo le casse. Portale.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died, and then my dad got sick. He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
Sono intossicati.
But you can't. You promised me.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family!
You betrayed
You're
me.
no different from Niwa and all the others.
Oh, c'è il flash. No, perché ho cliccato.
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Paura.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I have been waiting.
No, non c'è.
What you are truly is a weapon.
Questo è il primo doppiaggio del giullare in gioco.
Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Take it easy. Gotcha.
Yes. Ecco qua.
Well met.
Time to oblivion.
Questo è il... Sembra lo stesso
This
posto.
place is dark.
Paimon knows this place.
Infatti.
It's the delusion factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the traveler once encountered the balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
Oh, è davvero sgradevole.
Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan. Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Scusate il taglio. So cosa sai, ma è meglio ribadirlo. Non pensare di essere invincibile. Non lasciare che le emozioni abbiano la meglio sulla ragione.
Surely you're not worried about me.
E infatti sei morto.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never failed to find ways to complicate things.
Non ho capito chi... Questo è il problema dell'italiano. Ce la capì. Me lo risentirò. Tu e il principe troverete sempre il modo per complicare le cose.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else. Bye then. See you at the victory feast.
E non si vedettero più.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire talking to me like that. Who does she think she is? Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Mother-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Quietly now.
Okay.
Your sins weigh upon your soul. Your penance is due. You stand condemned.
The sun's shine no longer. Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Ok, la parte finale.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that becoming a god is far from a trivial affair.
The biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible. In the event that a successful connection is established, his body will become permanently bound to the machine, and he will be unable to move independently of it.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before then, Doctor.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across.
Thanks to
you, I was able to garner a great deal of information. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other, and it became difficult to further refine the knowledge I had gained.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters to you? Apart from your crazy
Le persone
experiments?
scoprono che nulla ha valore per te ad eccezione dei tuoi folli
I
esperimenti.
suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not
Credere
make
che
you
ciò ti renda
indestructible.
immortale.
The doctor again? That was uncomfortable to watch.
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
È lui la causa di
It's
tutto ciò.
normal for him to give you the creeps. He scares the bejeebers out of Paimon.
Let's move on.
Il finale dell'Archon Quest?
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, are there any differences between humans and puppets?
No. No.
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the
Gli umani
human
sono
realm
coloro
is
che vivono
human.
una vita tra alti e bassi e ne assaporano le gioie e il dolore.
Cried with
Gli
grief,
umani sono coloro che
howled with rage at the
amano e
tragedy
odiano
of
il
death
ciclo
that
della vita.
eclipses the miracle.
Ops.
I've seen enough of my
Visto
past.
abbastanza del mio
If
passato. Se
possible,
possibile vorrei
I'd like
portare
to
il
reclaim the
peso dei
sins that are mine
peccati
to bear.
di cui sono responsabile.
No matter the consequences,
Vada come vada,
I won't run
non
from
scapperò
blame
di
or
fronte al
punishment.
mio giudizio o alla mia punizione.
Whatever I am
Che
due,
possa ricevere
let it come to pass.
tutto ciò che mi merita.
Can you return my memories to me?
Huh? But won't that mean you'll lose your current identity?
Dipende.
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules, with each person being a collection of past
Ho
experiences.
sempre pensato che gli esseri umani sono nati seguendo le regole di questo mondo, che non sono altro che l'insieme delle loro esperienze passate.
As a puppet living in a human world,
Anch'io sono venuto al
my
mondo
life is
come
subject to the same
venuto al
rules.
mondo come una marionetta, seguo le stesse regole.
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions that you discarded will return to you.
Ma come è giusto che sia?
Are you sure you want to do this?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole
Ho
life.
vissuto a lungo con un
My
vuoto nel mio
creator
vento.
didn't need me.
Chi mi ha creato non aveva bisogno di me. E quindi giusto. Ok, quindi è semplicemente stato abbandonato e non ritrovato. Faccio altro che viaggiare da quando sono svegliato.
But then I met you.
Quando vi ho incontrato ho finalmente capito che appropriarmi dei miei peccati potrebbe essere l'unico modo per realizzare la mia vera esistenza.
Become my true self.
E questo è il vero significato delle parole di Sua Eccellenza Maggiore Rukkhadevata. È impossibile cancellare se stessi, anche se il menestrello originale è stato cancellato, questa persona continuerà a vivere. I peccati di una persona sono parte ineluttabile del loro destino.
I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more, in a way that goes deeper than for most people.
È sempre sembrato di avere una tendenza a voler qualcosa di più.
I've never fully understood it.
in modo più profondo
Looking at it
rispetto
now,
ad altre
it
persone.
seems that I brought this curse
Ma
upon
nonostante il mio
myself.
viaggio interiore da asceta di montagna. Perché hanno tradotto sceneggia in asceta di montagna? Sono mai riuscito a capirlo del tutto. Col senno di poi mi sembra di essere stato la causa del mio stesso male.
So I beg you,
Per cui ti
grant me this
scongiuro,
opportunity
concedimi
to
l'opportunità di
gain a
cambiare il mio
purpose,
destino
to change my
e di
destiny,
smettere di
and end
girovagare.
my wandering.
Non credo che smetterà di girovagare.
Very well. Since your mind is made up, I will return to you that which is yours.
Oh,
You have
vediamo.
made your decision. Now, take this.
Letteralmente ricordi.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Che male.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
Stronzo.
What a fine blade. Nagamasu will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright? No way!
Quanto è forte il Traveler. Addentro. Se addentro è così all'ultima azione come l'intro del gioco.
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Ma chi è afferrato? Devo riguardarmi la scena. Devo riguardarmi la scena. Uh.
Die.
Yeah, ok. Da solo.
Have you got any more stupid questions? Feeble human! Swollen fury! Search for it!
Non ho idea di come si usa.
Insignificant.
Ok, quindi non è la battaglia, ok.
Follow me. Behold. You're dead.
Cioè, quindi rimane. Anche colpito rimane in aria, vabbè. Quanto rotto.
At my command, you shall fall.
Salta, vola da saltare. Rimane in aria anche, vabbè. Veramente non ha la gravità in volo. Bellissimo.
My endless cycle begins. Dare to gaze upon me?
Aia.
Behold. Insignificant past. The wind rises. Feeble human. Search for it.
Si muove in combattimento. Vabbè. Troppo bello, troppo bello.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
Oh, è tornato Scaramouche.
Disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're definitely back to your old self.
Non ho capito. Vabbè, sì, ha visto i ricordi. Ok.
Wait,
Ok, Paimon.
but it was you inside that thing too. What have you got to be smug about?
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else.
Sono
Just the
fatto
way I
così.
am.
Il passato di presentare.
You sound like you're concerned about me. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least I now know the truth.
The memory recovery seems to have been a success. This dream has served its purpose.
Come on. Let's continue this outside.
Ok. Sono io o non sono io? Allora, questi achievement. Finale di quest.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
You don't like being addressed by that name?
Quindi diventerà
It's fine.
Wanderer.
But I was just thinking, I should probably change it. After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him. I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the sixth is.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Quindi non sono più... non mi ricordo quanti... 13?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
La numerazione cambierà? Vabbè.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people.
Cambiare il mondo, cambiare il passato, cambiare il destino delle persone non sono certo obiettivi facili da realizzare.
What you were looking for
La risposta che cerca è la distruzione definitiva. È un'illusione. Questi cambi sono bellissimi. Anche se il mio mistero non esisterà più, il mondo non ascolterà la tua volontà.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless,
anche se non valgo nulla, non c'è nulla al mondo che valga la pena di rimpiangere.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire
Fai
that
tutto in modo che
information
tu potessi apprendere quelle informazioni in maniera spontanea.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty,
In tutta onestà, le tue esperienze passate ti hanno reso una risorsa utile per Sumeru e me.
winning you over was indeed a part of my
Averti
plan.
Averti dalla mia parte faceva parte del piano.
But before
Parte.
I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Prima di questo volevo dirti la verità sul tuo passato. Se volessi solo usarti non sarei diversa dal dottore.
Very clever.
Molto brillante.
I guess you could say that's one
Suppongo
of
che
my
sia una
virtues.
delle mie qualità.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. Self-embracing
Era
my
virtù,
sins
però vabbè.
is what it takes to make me useful again.
Salutare gli altri è
So
ciò
be
che
it.
dà valore. Se accettare i miei peccati mi renderà nuovamente utile, allora che sia così.
Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice.
Voi
and
siete
all
i
that.
buoni, paladini della giustizia e quant'altro.
Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on
Cosa
things.
sì, io vedo le cose
but
da una prospettiva
I don't
leggermente
feel like I've
diversa.
been duped. The wisest leaders are
La
fated
posso
to
certo
end
definire
up
una
with the
posizione
best
ferma.
helpers.
Con la tua
I
saggezza
can live
troverai
with that.
sicuramente degli aiutanti migliori.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future,
Toro continuerà a ricercare e svelare i segreti nascosti nel
and
non
see
so.
what secrets can be uncovered,
Ho capito, Naida, va bene. Intanto noi andiamo avanti.
including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul.
Ho preso l'inizio del viaggio di tua sorella registrato nell'Irminsul. Cos'è successo esattamente prima e dopo quegli eventi? Voglio saperlo anch'io. Non lo sa nessuno, solo io e i nomi. Guarda il mio meglio.
Traveler.
Sì?
After I dove into the information
Sei
torrent in
andata
Irminsul,
a Inazuma dopo
why
che
did you
mi
go
sono
to
tuffato nel
Inazuma?
torrente di informazioni dell'Irminsul. Perché volevo sapere cosa hai
So
cambiato.
that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how? Well,
A prescindere dalle
whatever your reasons,
motivazioni,
you did
mi hai
me a
fatto un
favor,
favore e farò
and I'll
di
do
tutto per
everything I
evitarmi.
can to pay it back.
Perché non tornerà in Inazuma? Va bene. Non far sembrare che ti stia
Borrowing and
costringendo.
returning are the only real relationships
Prendere in
between
prestito e restituire
individuals.
sono le uniche vere
I'll
relazioni
balance
tra
the books one
individui.
day.
Prima o poi
Don't
saremo
you worry.
pari, non preoccuparti. Allora, abbiamo Kasua, abbiamo Wanderer. Chi altri si aggiungerà al party finale di questo gioco? Perché piano piano si sta creando il party finale, eh? Si sta
That's not
creando il
true.
party finale.
A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero.
A parte i dei, che vabbè, quelli sicuramente ci saranno. Non è vero. I rapporti tra persone non possono essere semplicemente spazzati via o azzarati.
I think deep
Penso
down
che
you
dentro di te
realize
ti sia
this.
reso conto che le persone
People who show
scomparse
up in
nella
your
tua
life
vita
don't just
non
evaporate like
scompaiono
water
come
drops and
gocce
leave nothing
d'acqua
behind.
che evaporano
There is
senza
no
lasciare
such thing as
traccia. Le
balance in the
persone non
books.
possono mai essere veramente pari.
Some things in this world can never be brought back.
È
And they
vero.
can never be changed.
È verissimo.
Which
Ci
is
sono
why
cose che
there
non
is
possono
emotion
essere
in the
salvate o
human world.
cambiate. È per questo che esistono le emozioni nel mondo umano.
Everything that you feel is real and
Quanto
lasting.
dice la
But
verità
whatever is missing in you will not be made
Naida.
whole.
E ci sta, è giusto così che Naida sia il senso della vita. Se ciò che provi è reale e duraturo e il vuoto dentro di te non verrà mai colmato del tutto.
To be human is to live with
Essere umani
imperfections.
significa
You can
avere dei
choose whether or
difetti.
not you want to be human.
Puoi scegliere se vuoi essere umano o no.
But humans can't live without a heart.
Ma gli umani non
can they?
possono vivere senza un cuore,
Anyway,
vero? E comunque
I gave up trying to
ho
become a
rinunciato a
human a long time
diventare
ago.
umano molto tempo fa.
You understand what pain is perfectly well.
Anche senza un
even
cuore puoi
without a
capire il
heart.
dolore. Stai solo seppellendo le tue emozioni.
The past is set in stone,
Il
but
passato è
you can keep
ormai
it alive. And the longer
immutabile,
your future lasts,
ma puoi
the shorter your past
lasciartelo
will
alle
become,
spalle.
until one
Se il tuo
day
futuro sarà
it is but
lungo
a tiny
abbastanza,
fraction of
un
your
giorno
life.
il tuo passato diventerà solo una piccola parte della tua vita.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Sembra che tu abbia già pianificato il tuo futuro. Ma no, ho detto for me. Sbaglio, ho detto for me. Spero che tu possa dare una chance a Naira.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated.
Tutto molto complicato.
doesn't even
Non
know
sa
where to
nemmeno dove
start,
cominciare.
The most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Non credo. Cioè, probabilmente la casa sarà sempre Sumeru, ma lui viaggerà per il mondo, esattamente come Kazu ha la casa in Inazuma, ma viaggia per il mondo.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
È entrato nel party! È ufficialmente entrato nel party finale del gioco. Va
I'm
bene.
glad that you've accepted our proposal.
Bello.
Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Sono contenta che tu abbia accettato la nostra offerta, perché non scegli un nuovo nome per festeggiare. Wanderer.
Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you too.
Why?
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift.
Il nome è il primo dono della vita. Anche se non me lo dici l'altavoce, so che questo è ciò che stai pensando.
The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
No.
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything?
No, No, veramente si può scegliere il nome? Wow. Oggetto che hanno tratto di appellazione dalla missione dell'Archon, Interludio, Inversione della Genesi, che ti permetterà di cambiare il nome del vagabondo. Va bene, va bene. Non me l'aspettavo che concedessero il nome. Ricorda che alcuni nomi non possono essere utilizzati per il cambio, ovviamente, non puoi mettere parole bannabili. Una volta che avrai nominato questo personaggio, alcune interfacce di gioco mostreranno il nome da te scelto, esattamente come per il Traveler. Il nome dei cambi disponibili è limitato, perciò pensaci bene. Avvertenza. Vincitore, assicurati di rispettare i nostri termini di servizio durante Momento di gioco sano per tutti, legge e conferma. Va bene, va bene, va bene, ho capito. Ho capito, un contratto. Leggo e taglio, ok. Ok.
Are you sure?
Oh,
all right. If you say so.
Ups. Vita la trama?
There.
No. Okay.
Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
Still thinking.
Nickname.
Take your time.
Dai, voglio un nickname canonico di Paimon. Lo voglio. Anche se non lo dicono adesso, lo voglio.
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe
Che bello che lui nel party finale, che bello, che bello.
But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being.
Okay.
If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall.
Ma quindi è ritornata la storia di prima?
Even though the events have been erased from the world,
ok.
They still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Semplicemente a recuperare i ricordi, va bene.
But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
Ok. Non voglio puntini.
No nonsense. I like it. All right. Let's call it a day. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Sono ancora I passi di sottofondo.
Yeah, true. But even
Okay,
so,
okay.
after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
Ci sono stati alcuni piccoli intoppi, ma tutto è andato tutto bene quel che finisce bene. No, è cambiato il passato, non è tutto bene quel che finisce bene, però va bene.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Bella quest, mi piace, mi è piaciuta. Sì, è finita. Ah, non è finito. No, perché questi due?
I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
questi due, se non ci fossero stati, la quest sarebbe stata migliore. Letteralmente migliore. Non hanno senso e peso nella storia questi due. Serve solo a fare la trama di scritta. Chi se ne frega della trama scritta?
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking.
Quindi il Wanderer aiuterà a scrivere...
melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime.
Scrivere questo saggio, racconto, quello che è.
Story too long to be told.
Ci stanno.
A journey that you must walk to behold.
Ci stanno. Mi sa di no invece, ok? Inutili, totalmente inutili. 30 minuti della quest al nulla. Posso parlare con loro e gli parlerò così per dare fastidio.
Akaba, thanks for inviting me to research.
Of course, Sawada. Your creativity has been indispensable to me.
Così. Perso altri 30 secondi così. Torna all'alloggio. Devo lanciarmi. Che scatti oggi. Che scatti. Veramente è colpa della registrazione.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back. Wow, great! Huh? Look at the vase. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? But Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
Eh? Qualcosa che doveva fare, ha rotto il vaso. La menestella ha cancellato perché questa tazza è ancora rotta?
You sound lost and confused.
Che cazzo?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
Che cazzo?
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say?
Ma...
When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate. Like a vase that falls to the ground, whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Sì, ma ok, quindi i dei possono farlo, come per Rei, ma veramente se fai un buco nell'albero si chiude, quindi il vaso è rotto comunque. Non l'ha rotto Paimon, ma l'ha rotto comunque.
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true.
Devo vedere chi è questa doppiatrice, perché
is but an illusion.
Se chi penso Potrebbe essere un Archon. Potrebbe essere un Archon. Oh! Non mi ricordo come si chiama quello del vento là, non mi ricordo. Ishtaroth. Che dovrei fidarmi dei miei ricordi.
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment.
Attualmente penso all'Archon d'acqua. Focalor? Ce l'ho fatta a ricordarmi il nome. Chissà cosa mi aspetta in futuro. Wow, wow, che finale. Che finale, che finale. Hanno imparato a mettere la trama, cioè come per la 2.6 è stato 2.8 quella di il rerun delle isole. C'è stato dentro. C'è stato dentro. C'è stata una Ida che parlava. Quindi non credo sia Ishtaroth. Difficile che sia Ishtaroth. L'Archon di ghiaccio è un'altra possibilità, ma non credo. Non credo proprio che sia l'Arco di ghiaccio. Quindi probabilmente Focalor. Potrebbe essere Focalor, ma sono molte cose che mi fanno pensare il contrario. Quindi sono un po' indeciso tra Ishtaroth e Focalor. Murata non credo. Non credo Murata. Anche se Murata probabilmente è la più importante dopo l'Archon di ghiaccio. Murata è l'Archon di fuoco, per chi non lo sapesse. Bella quest, bella quest. Credo sia il miglior interludio. Non è paragonabile alle normali Archon Quest. Mi è piaciuto come Wanderer sia, cioè, è passato da Scaramouche a Wanderer, a Vagabondo a Wanderer. Scaramouche, Vagabondo, Wanderer. E nella mia trama è così. Bello, bello. Devo ricordarmi quella scena dei 3 bracci, che lui prende un braccio e Scaramouche da dietro lo afferra. Credo sia una rappresentazione di Scaramouche, Vagabondo, e poi quello nuovo che ha afferrato quello nuovo lui. Poi vabbè, non riguarderò. Bella quest, bella quest, bella quest, veramente bella.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn.
È cambiato il passato a livello di A.
Transitory.
A livello di A. Hanno dato molte spiegazioni sull'albero, va bene. Molte coincidono con quelle di Honkai, ma a quanto pare c'è solo una linea temporale, non come Honkai in cui ci possono essere multiple. Bello, bello. L'interno dell'albero è un po' meh, è stato veramente un po' meh. Avrei preferito fatto in modo diverso, ma ci sta. È letteralmente il modello dell'albero di fuori, semplicemente col top diverso. Spero che la trama vada avanti con un altro interludio. Non succederà subito sicuro. La prossima versione sarà la nuova parte del deserto sicuro. E tutto quello che concerne il tizio nuovo con Aleitam, molto probabile. E il turbine che c'è nel deserto che è irraggiungibile. Comunque 4 versioni, 4 versioni, 6 Archon Quest. Hanno fatto veramente bene, hanno veramente fatto bene Sumeru. Hanno chiuso anche Wanderer. Fatto un po' me, la parte centrale. Fatto veramente un po' me. Cioè, Wanderer Vagabondo, la versione di mezzo, è fatta un po'. Cioè, hanno veramente preso Ehi, per favore. Hanno preso un foglio bianco e l'hanno reso vagabondo. È stato un po' me. Cioè, il trauma dell'abbandono non si vede per niente nel vagabondo di mezzo. Poi vabbè, il Wanderer finale è metà e metà e ci sta. La caratterizzazione, non so perché non gli hanno dato una Archon Quest, cioè una Story Quest, non ho la più pallida idea perché non gli hanno dato una Story Quest per aumentare la sua trama, che attualmente lui è questo e basta. Lui è vagabondo più Scaramouche insieme. Ok, perché non ha... Perché non ha una Story Quest? Tutti hanno avuto una Story... credo che la maggior parte delle 5 stelle hanno una Story Quest di quelli importanti. E lui non ha la Story Quest. Non c'è. Non c'è. Strano, veramente strano che non ci sia. Poi che dire? Che dire? Ho già parlato del finale. Ho già parlato del finale del tizia nuova, quindi... Credo che più passa il tempo, più penso sia Istaroth. Più passa il tempo, più penso sia Istaroth. Perché ha parlato del futuro, cioè ha parlato del tempo. Non credo che Focalor abbia niente a che fare col tempo. Cioè, è Venti che ha a che fare col tempo. Che probabilmente ha ritirato parte dei poteri di Istaroth. Ehi, per favore, ehi. I miei flussi di coscienza tagliati. Va bene. Non credo di avere nient'altro, anche se tra 5 minuti appena chiudo impazzisco con le trame fuori di testa. E preferirei non dirle per non sembrare stupido. Quindi, per chi segue solo Genshin, ci vediamo tra 6 settimane con la prossima Archon Quest. Se c'è una prossima Archon Quest, se no ci vediamo tra 3 mesi. E per chi segue il mio canale, ci vediamo lunedì, perché lunedì con il terzo episodio della serie, detto non detto, su Honkai. Perché non posso farlo uscire venerdì perché c'è questo da far uscire entro giovedì. Venerdì c'è il TGA che se esce Star Rail devo registrarlo. E il giorno 10 c'è il trailer della 6.3 di Honkai, quindi devo dare tempo a tutti questi video di uscire. E se il TGA non esce, esce venerdì. Se non esce... Se il TGA non ha un trailer di Star Rail. O di ZZZ, perché ZZZ mi interessa pure, anche se meno di tutti i giochi di Hoyoverse. Quindi, se seguite solo Genshin, ci vediamo alla prossima Archon Quest. Lunedì, venerdì, a seconda di CGA. Bye bye!